Just a humble reminder to my friends on the majority bench. I can count 61 absentees from your side. This is just the first day. This is just the first day. So
Honorable Minority Leader, relevance.
Yes,
relevance.
Just day one.
Relevance.
Mr. Speaker, yes. Mr. Speaker,
relevance.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I agree. Mr. Speaker, allow me. Mr. Speaker, the role of the opposition is to scrutinize and to bring to attention certain key matters that are of concern. I am saying that this is just the first day, and this side is your back. It's not ours. All over, you have 61 absentees just day one. 61 absentees from the majority. Day one, 61. You have 61 appointees. I'm just bringing to attention. So you encourage your members to come. We are full. Mr. Speaker, look at our back. Mr. Speaker, look behind me. This is a strong minority. Look behind me. We are solid. You have 61. Look at all the seats empty. Here, all these places are for you. All over. Mr. Speaker, I'm helping them. That is all. I'm helping them.
Abusia, aha, Ghnet TV. Metro Sabri a wohwɛ video bɛbɔ hoɔden a like, a share, a subscribe to wadwonkyerɛ aka me ho wɔ comment section hɔ. Abusua wobɛpie mu wɔ yɛn man Ghana mu ha sɛ deɛ amanyɔsɛm deɛ yɛmfa nni agorɔ koraa na kuro bia mpo a amanyɔsɛm anim no ekuro no na abusua ɛyɛ agyigye a ane sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ekuro bia na amanyɔsɛm ɛkɔ so na kabi ma menka bi amemu nso ɛyɛ adwuma wɔ hɔ na woba ɔman Ghana mu deɛ a saa yɛ nneɛma no yɛmfa ntoto aseɛ yɛwɔ obiara ne ne boundaries ɛkɔ ahemfo a obiara saa nso na ɛyɛ ɔmo a sɛbi ɔmo hwɛ ɔman so na kyerɛ sɛ generally yɛ president a ɔmo da ɔman n'ano a ɔmo boaboa ɛkora nneɛma ma biribi biara ɛtotɔ akwan. Na abusua yɛto aba ɛyɛ afe a atwam 2024 yɛto aba a na kyerɛ sɛ abatoɔ no na emu ɛɛden yie paa fi sɛ ntɔkwa siiɛ ɛnso wɔyɛ man Ghana mu ha sɛ ɛnam sɛ ɛyɛ asomdwoe man ne nti no asomdwoe ɛyɛ adwuma ma yɛto aba no wie fɛfɛɛfɛ ɛma NDC amannipo no ɛna tam nkonimdie frankaa no na ɛkyerɛ no yɛwura Mahama kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo ahyehyɛ program kamakama anaasɛ ɔmo bɔ dwa fɛfɛɛfɛ ɛma no na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo so ɛne in afei nso wɔkanseɛ ɛka ntam ma biribi biara adeda n'akɔrɔ ma sɛ Ghana ha sɛ wobɛsɛ obi biara sɛ the president ɛne wɔn a ɔbɛbɔ his excellency John Dramani Mahama ɛdin ɛna ɛde ama wo. Na abusua his excellency ɔno na ɔkɔ ɛyɛ parliament a ne kuo no ɛyɛ majority saa nso na NPP amanyɔkuo no ɛyɛ minority na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo na sɛ ɛyɛ dɔm kumaa ɛna ɛwɔ dɔm a kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo nso ɛdɔɔso ɛwɔ hɔ. Yɛ speaker of parliament ɛyɛ Abambagbin abusua ɛka me akɔyɛ sɛ na address ɛyɛ issues bi ɛwɔ parliament ɛnonom ɛka me akɔyɛ sɛ statement bi a use ɛma minority no wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ ɔmo yɛ micro na abusua broni ɛka biribi te sɛ micro na kyerɛ sɛ ade a esua ɛyɛ ketekete mampɔɔle na ɛka me akɔyɛ sɛ anyɛ mpanimfoɔ no bi ɛdɛ ɛwɔ kwan a ɔfaa so address ɔmo. Penny baako akasa yɛnkotie nsɛm a ɔde to dwa no bi ɛma.
Honorable members, honorable members, is also part of my duty. Honorable members, honorable members, may we have some calm. The minority leader is on his feet. Let's listen to him. Well, they rose up in support of him. So let's listen to him.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, with respect, I shall, in response to what you just said about your duty to protect the micro minority. Mr. Speaker, the rules of this House provide for the minority and the majority. Mr. Speaker, we do not have any micro minority. Mr. Speaker, the minority caucus hereby protests. Mr. Speaker, we protest the description given to us by Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this practice of when we are on our feet, the majority will on the mic, it's not acceptable. Mr. Speaker, it's not acceptable. We are Democrats. You put off my mic. Listen to me. Mr. Speaker, we find this unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, the minority seconded your proposal and the motion for your election. Mr. Speaker, when the so-called majority was even conspiring against you, we protested. We stopped them from that conspiracy. Mr. Speaker, it was us, the minority of conscience. This minority is the conscience of this House. Today, the so-called majority could not get its members to come to the House. 61 of you are absent. Mr. Speaker, we don't accept the description micro minority. We are minority. Simplicity. Mr. Speaker, please, kindly, Mr. Speaker, describe us as such. We are the minority. We are not micro minority. I so submit.
Honorable members, this is not subject to debate. Please, this is not subject to debate. Please.
Sit down.
Please. This is not subject to debate. The minority leader, on behalf of the minority caucus, has objected to my describing their caucus as micro-minority caucus. And that this is a term that is unknown to the rules of the House. He's totally right. Honorable members, I will say that he himself misled me because he himself has used the term micro-minority.
Mr. Speaker, you know, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I know you miss your days. You miss your days as a
Honorable members, the objection is to the fact that it should not be formally so recognized by the records of Parliament. I agree with you. And so it should not be used by the Speaker, but it can be used by the leaders.
Mr. Speaker, we are getting the impression, Mr. Speaker, the minority caucus is getting the impression that Mr. Speaker may be assisting the majority. Mr. Speaker, because you seem to be doing their debate for them. We are the official minority. There can't be any other description. And it shouldn't be used by anybody on the floor of this house. You cannot even use that term. It's not only Mr. Speaker. You can't use that term, micro minority. From today, nobody should ever use that term in this house. Nobody should use that term in this house.
Honorable members, the minority leader is saying that I should not protect them. Is that what I'm to understand?
Speaker, we're saying that protect the minority. We are not, Mr. Speaker. You see your man. Mr. Speaker, you see what you are doing to us. Mr. Speaker, we protected you. When they were conspiring, we protected you. So protect us. We are the minority. We protected you. In fact, but for us, you wouldn't be the Speaker. Yes. It's because of our protection. That is why the President-elect had to issue a statement. Yes. We protected Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, please. Let me just hear from you, so that I will not be seen to be denying you your right to be heard. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 123, 2A and B. Mr. Speaker, the preamble of my, just on a lighter note, just a few weeks ago, Mr. Speaker, just a few weeks ago, my good friend was protesting heavily for being referred to as minority leader. But you were not. But today are you? Mr. Speaker, and order says that, and I read, a member shall not use offensive, abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming words on a member or any other person, or B, impugn improper motives. Other person. Mr. Speaker, my colleague suggested that the majority was conspiring against you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have it on record when the minority leader at political functions was describing you in words that can never be used on this floor, and said, Mr. Speaker, that the greatest injustice to Parliament was to elect you as Mr. Speaker. You said that on political platform. Today, a 10-quote minority leader is now pretending he loves you more than the people who actually you belong to. We can tell you this. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, and I know you've got the tapes and the videos. But what I will say is that for the fact that he described us as conspiring against you, he must actually withdraw that part of the statement now and apologize to us.
And apologize.
And Mr. Speaker, hold on, Mr. Speaker. He described us as the so-called majority. Look at you this way and look at this. Is this a so-called majority? Do you describe this as a so-called majority? This is a proper majority. And this is, Mr. Speaker, the size of this, let me repeat, the size of this looks like my district assembly. The size of this looks like the size of my district assembly. You like that one? Mr. Speaker, he must necessarily withdraw. This side did not and will never conspire to do anything against you. If there's if the last person, the last group of people who undermine you, Mr. Speaker, will not be this side. If there are other people who do it, we can guarantee you get our support today, you get our support tomorrow, because you are doing the right thing. So he must withdraw.
Speaker, I am grateful that you recognize me. Just to share a few words. Speaker, Kwame, so Kwame, are you telling me to sit down? Can you tell me to sit down? I joke. Speaker, you can't tell me to sit down. In this house, the rules that we use. You can't tell me to sit down. Get the attention of the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for recognizing me. First of all, the order my colleague quoted, and if you read further, order 1, 2, 3, if you read further, subclause 3, the inherent condition is stated there. It will lie in the mouth of the Speaker to determine if indeed those words were used. I hope you recognize that. Then again, going beyond that, Speaker, going beyond that, I am 4th term in this house. Would you listen to me? Would you listen? Speaker, would you listen to me? Speaker, 4th term in this house. This is the first time. This is the first time, and I'm saying this in context. If you pay attention, you get the context in which I'm speaking to. This is the first time President-elect has to issue a statement, more or less whipping you to nominate the president, to nominate Speaker for the position of speakership. Why? And that's very revealing. It was because there were things happening at your backyard, and the president-elect picked the due intelligence. That is why he had to come out with that statement. This has never happened. So for the leader to say that all was not well at your back, the evidence is all over. And in fact, it took the minority, it took the support and the consent of the minority for us to elect the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if there is on both sides, Speaker, on both sides, if there is any side that you should be careful, it's the majority. You should be very careful of the majority. They were the people who were planning for you not to be elected. So please, don't miss the point.
Thank you.
Don't miss the point. It took our blessings for the Speaker to be elected. So stop boasting. It took our blessings. Speaker, back to the point. So order 1, 2, 3 should be quoted in whole. My good friend Honorable Abuja should quote order 1, 2, 3 in whole. Order 1, 2, 3 subclause 3 is clear. And we don't need to belabor the point. We don't need to mess it up.
Honorable members, please kindly resume your seats. I think we have tested the waters enough. Today is the first sitting. Today is the first sitting of the first session, or even first meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. What happened yesterday was the first meeting. So when you look at the standing orders, it says when the House first meet. And in that meeting, the first person to preside over that meeting is the clerk to Parliament. That meeting is not yet properly constituted Parliament. You are members of Parliament elect, and when you graciously elect a speaker, he comes in as a speaker elect until sworn in by a person who, by virtue of that condition, is present on the floor of the House, just for a ceremony, and that is the Chief Justice. Then the person becomes Speaker. And then the Speaker now swears you in. So our standing orders refer to that as when Parliament first meet. Now, if you go through the standing orders, you see that they describe today as the first sitting. So that's what we have. The second point is that during the era of the military regime, at that time, the head of state was General Ignatius Kutu Achampong. He said, as for rumors, he has no problem with rumors. The problem he has is the mongering. The mongering of the rumors. Now, why? Is it one person mongering the rumors? All of you are mongering rumors. And so a decree was passed against rumor mongering. We are not going to do that in democratic Ghana. And so as you monger your rumors, be sure that the Right Honorable Speaker will take them with a pinch of salt. I know that the term I used was not taken kindly by the minority caucus. And so I acknowledge that. And I decided that it will not be used officially. And so the Right Honorable Speaker will not use the term micro-minority at all in reference to the minority caucus. I recall in the first parliament of the Fourth Republic, the caucus I belonged to at that time was referred to as populous majority. And it was used. Maybe because it was edifying, it was accepted. Today, we will not use a term that is not edifying. So I will not use it. I will not use it. I say I will use it. Now, yes, so I said that the minority caucus does not. Honorable members, you don't catch the eye of the speaker by begging the speaker. Please, don't beg me. Do the proper thing and you catch my eye. Please. But let me give my ruling. Please. That is what I'm doing. That is why I started by saying the testing of the waters is enough. We have all tested the waters, the majority, the minority, and the speaker. And that is enough. So we leave it here. We have a lot of work to do today. A lot of work to do today. We have had pre-sitting meetings. The minority leader was not present at the pre-sitting meeting. So his rep was the minority chief whip. And we discussed a number of issues which we will convey to the House, because it's the House that is to take the decisions. So there are key decisions we have to take today. Don't let's use the whole day in correcting votes and proceedings. Please, this is the end of the exchanges, and I'll proceed. I'll proceed to let us end the correction of votes and proceedings. Please.
Abusua no kyerɛ sɛ nsɛm a ɛyɛ wokɔ parliament hɔ a minority leader Afenyo-Markin ɔno nso nsɛm a wɔde to dwa no sɛ nsɛm a speaker of parliament de to dwa no abusua sɛbi wankasa yie na woba ɔman Ghana mu ɛbɛwura yɛ parliament a yɛne biribi sɛ micro minority ɛyɛ minority a minority, majority a majority. Nti nsɛm no a abusua speaker of parliament de to dwa no deɛ anyɛ de yie koraa na kyerɛ sɛ ebi mu de ayɛ sere na drama deɛ onim sɛ da bi ada no ebi kɔ so wɔ Ghana ha sɛ yɛ parliament wɔ anyɛ kasa anyɛ dede na kyerɛ sɛ kwan a ɛyɛ speaker of parliament de asɛm no to dwa no na anyɛ ne de na ɔkyerɛ n'adwene a kyerɛ sɛ nsɛm no ɔmo gu so na kyerɛ sɛ wei afa ne afa ɔmo hye anyɛ gidigidi bia Ghana deɛ ɛyɛ asomdwe ma nti make sure sɛ wobɛ like ahyɛ de w'adwenkyerɛ no hyɛ yɛn wɔ yɛ comment section no edi no ɛyɛ man ne ya afiri maka.